The story begins with a huge city that has completely turned into a desert because some years ago, a massive solar flare struck Earth which completely destroyed Earth's ozone layer. Without that protection, sunlight became deadly. Things got so bad that if anyone stepped out into direct sunlight, they would start burning. This makes the Earth barren. Crops fail and animals died. Most of humanity disappears. Now, only a few humans are left on Earth, trying their best to survive. Most parts of the planet are uninhabitable for humans, meaning the Earth is no longer suitable for people to live. Cities were abandoned, roads were left empty, and the planet fell into silence. There are always storms happening on Earth, and in this broken world lives Finch, one of the last known humans. Finch is an engineer who survived by hiding underground in a bunker. To protect himself from the sun's deadly UV rays, he's wearing a special kind of suit that covers him completely. Actually, he's out looking for food and goes to a store where he found dog food. After finishing up, Finch marked the building so he would remember next time that it was cleared out. Suddenly, Finch's suit warned him that a huge storm was coming fast, so he tried to get out of there as quickly. Soon after, he reached his underground lab safely. Here he is alone, except for his dog and a robot, who is his only source of companionship. Once safe, Finch carefully cleaned his suit and then, while taking a shower, he started coughing violently. That's when we found that Finch was really sick from radiation exposure, weak, and he had a short time left to live. Anyway, after cleaning everything thoroughly, Finch went to his small cabin. Then he fed his dog the food he had brought along. He really loves his dog and is very worried about what will happen to his dog if something happens to him. So he is building a humanoid robot that would take care of his dog even after Finch is gone. For this, he collects all the information from library. Instead of going to sleep, he kept working on his robot because he wanted to finish it as soon as possible. And when robot get ready, he upload that database into humanoid robot. Finch named the robot Jeff. The robot had to follow all of Finch's orders. And in the end, Finch explained to Jeff that his real purpose is for after he died. But then the power went out. He fixed the light quickly because a huge storm is coming, which will reach here within 24 hours, and this will continue for several days, making escape impossible. So, they planned to go to San Francisco from here, but the robot didn't know how to walk and talk. After that, Finch assembled Jeff's body parts and teach it again how to move. And when it learned to walk, they all set off by a bus. They all are safe in bus, because the bus is completely protected from ultraviolet rays. Moving ahead, there's a town on the way. They all go inside a theater to look for some food. When Jeff saw himself in a mirror for the first time, he was really happy. Meanwhile, Finch found a bag of popcorn. He went outside and showed Jeff that the temperature is so strong that all the popcorn popped by itself in just a second. It's basically impossible to survive, and heat is rising continuously, which is why people leave this place. But right then, they saw a huge storm rapidly approaching them. So they quickly got into their bus and tried to escape the city. But they realized they can't escape the storm. So they stopped the bus, and after hammering nails all around, they tied the bus to it, so that storm wouldn't blow it away. Just as Jeff tied the last wire, the storm reached their bus. But they got inside right at the last moment. When the storm hit, the bus shook violently and wires started snapping. Finch and Dog stayed inside, a bit nervous. Soon the storm passed, and Finch saw that the car tire had burst. Jeff lifted the bus so that and Finch can change the tire easily. Then they all spent the night right there and rested. The next morning, when Finch wakes up, he finds that his dog is barking. The robot is sitting in front of him. Jeff tells Finch, "I understand your dog's language. It seems that he doesn't like me." Then Finch say it'll take a little time for you both to get along, but soon you'll become friends. After that, Finch with his company moved forward from here. During traveling, Finch started coughing hard, so he stopped at a restaurant to take a break. Finch walks out with his dog. Actually, these people descend into the shade, hence radiation cannot harm them. Finch settles in to relax inside with his dog. Meanwhile, Finch was playing with his dog, and Jeff sat in the driver's seat and turned on some music. Jeff tries to drive, but it ended up hitting another car. Actually, the data uploaded in his brain was only 70%, so he doesn't know many things properly. Hearing the noise, Finch immediately ran outside. Finch scolded Jeff and told him to park it carefully. Furious, Finch held out his hand in the sun and showed Jeff how badly it was burning so he can't come in sun. And now Jeff brings the van back. He started yelling at Jeff in anger. Anyway, later they set off toward their destination. Here Finch teach Jeff how to drive. At first Jeff struggled a bit, but soon he started driving smoothly. When night fell, they stopped somewhere and together watched the beautiful northern lights. Then Jeff asked, if the sun is such a problem, why we don't travel at night? Finch explained that there are only few people left on Earth and they rob each other at night. But during the daytime, no one can come out in the sunlight. That's why we travel during day. After that, Finch goes to sleep in his bus. When he wakes up the next morning, he feels very unwell. Finch is vomiting and shaking badly. So Jeff treats Finch based on his data and his memory. Jeff took good care of Finch and told him to rest. After this, Jeff starts driving the bus himself. After a few hours later, they reached a new town. Jeff stops the bus and goes out to find some food with a small robot. Upstairs, Jeff found some medicine and a jacket, which he put on. Meanwhile, the small robot found something to eat, but as he moved towards it, he got caught in a trap and that was the end of him. Meanwhile, Finch opened his eyes and saw that his robots weren't there. He starts to feel very stressed. So, even though he was weak, he put on his suit and stepped outside. Within moments, he reached there. Finch finds his little robot broken. He feels very sad. That's why Finch turned off its power permanently. He then goes to Jeff and tells him, we can't just stay anywhere. We have to get out of here quickly. We are in danger from humans here. Then they quickly reach the bus and speed away from there. A few hours later, when night fell, Finch noticed that someone was following their vehicle. Jeff had night vision and could drive even in the dark, so he turned off all the lights on the bus. Still, the vehicle was right behind them. Then they tried to speed up, but just then Jeff notices a flyover in front of them. So Jeff takes the bus under the flyover. However, Finch urges him that the bus is too big to pass, and the bus will stuck. But he doesn't listen to Finch. And when the bus reaches under the flyover, Jeff gets out of the bus, pushes it inside, and hides himself inside the bus. Finch is terrified that the humans will kill him and steal everything. But the car drove away. They didn't realize that they've gone under the flyover. Now Finch gets out of his bus and sees that the solar panel is completely broken, which makes him really angry. Finch lost his temper and starts yelling that he can't even fix it now. And in this condition, they won't be able to reach San Francisco. Then Finch gets into the bus. He felt like he shouldn't have scolded Jeff. Actually, Finch's condition is now worse, so he has no control over himself. Jeff also goes inside the bus. Then Finch tells him a story that right after the solar flare explosion, when things first started going wrong, everyone thought it would all get better in a few days. That's why people locked themselves inside their homes. But some people knew this wasn't going to end so soon and were preparing for survival. I was also one of them. So he goes to a supermarket where he saw a mother and daughter surrounded by stolen stuff. The little girl was holding a gun, and her mom kept telling her to shoot if anyone showed up. Scared of dying, Finch just hid there. Then, out of nowhere, a few people came there and they killed both of them. But then he heard a sound. He looked into the girl's bag and found a scared little puppy inside. That day, Finch decided to keep the puppy and always protect him. And that dog is with us now. Anyway, the next morning, Finch was relaxing while Jeff was driving the bus. Jeff checked the postcards. Finch said the postcards were given by his uncle. But when Jeff looks back at them, he realizes it was Finch's father who gave them to him. When Jeff is driving, a butterfly hits the car. Jeff didn't understand what is happening, so he stopped the bus and wakes up the Finch. When Finch sees Butterfly, he is surprised and overjoyed. He understands that the environment has already changed. So he stuck his hand out of the van to check, but this time his hand did not burn. Seeing this, he was overjoyed and stepped outside without suit to enjoy the sunshine. He saw a butterfly and a flower nearby. He become happy because the ozone layer, which was destroyed earlier, has been recreated by nature, hence the temperature has reduced now, due to which one can now go out and breathe in the open air. He is beyond happy that nature is healing itself. After traveling for hours, they started seeing lots of trees and plants in the nearby area. The next morning we are shown that Finch put on his special suit and stopped the bus to have a picnic in the sunshine. Actually, he is celebrating the return of the Earth to its former state. Finch and Jeff sit together. Then Jeff asked him why he lied about the postcard. I saw your father's signature on the back of the postcard. After that, Finch tells him that my father gave me these cards, but they left us when I was born. I never talked to him, but on my 15th birthday, I got a postcard. My dad had written that one day he hoped to meet his son, and he had bought that suit just for that special occasion. Unfortunately, after that, there was no word from his father. I am wearing this suit today because I am happy today. Jeff says you have a lot more cards. Finch says, I wanted to travel everywhere. That's why I bought these postcards. But I could not fulfill my dream. The Golden Bridge of San Francisco is very beautiful. Jeff found the story really interesting. He said if we leave soon, we can reach the Golden Gate. But Finch reminded him how bad his condition is. He wouldn't even make it there. He is about to die soon. But you promise me that you will take care of my dog after I die. Then he threw a ball and taught Jeff how to play with his dog. But when Jeff threw the ball, dog would always bring it back to Finch because he still don't trust Jeff. Suddenly, Finch started coughing up a lot of blood. Jeff tried to help him, but Finch said, you've already done so much for me. Then he shake hand with Jeff and gives a hug. I thought you were just a machine, but you're even better than humans. Finally, Finch went into the bus with his dog. Jeff stayed outside, gathering their stuff, but Finch dies that night. This makes Jeff very sad. In the end, Jeff and his dog gave him a proper funeral, burning him along with his suit. Now in the morning they both start playing with each other. Jeff also feeds the dog. After this, both of them leave from here for San Francisco. On the way, we are shown that the condition of the earth has now improved, and there is greenery all around. Finally they reached a Golden Bridge. Jeff built a memorial in Finch's memory. The beauty of the place left him wide-eyed. Then he sees a note which belongs to a girl named Jennifer. She wrote that they're okay, and if anyone finds this note, they should definitely come to their address. Jeff decides to help her. After that, Jeff draws a picture of all three on a postcard. Then, he heads off with his dog toward the place where the girl is. And that's where the story ends.